In the wild heart of Africa, a single misstep, just a heartbeat too late, can mean the difference between life and death. Across scorched grasslands and silent marshes, three apex predators converge. The African wild dog, a master of strategy. The Nile crocodile, a silent assassin beneath the surface. And the hippopotamus, a volatile giant ready to crush anything that enters its space. But what happens when all three target the same prey? A fragile impala, a lone warthog. Where can they run when every escape is blocked? Today, we witness 15 breathtaking moments where survival hangs by a thread. Welcome to the impossible escape, trapped between the jaws of nature's deadliest hunters. At the edge of a quiet swamp, a pack of African wild dogs feasts on the remains of a giraffe, the hard-earned reward of precise, coordinated hunting. But beneath the illusion of calm, danger is silently rising from below. Stretching over 15 feet in length and armed with a crushing bite of 3,700 psi, it waits patiently and strikes at the perfect moment. In a flash, the crocodile bursts from the muddy depths, clamps its jaws onto an unsuspecting wild dog, and pulls it into the water. The pack reels in shock. The only sounds that remain are the violent splash and a cloud of froth breaking the surface. In the wild, just one moment of carelessness, and even the victors can vanish without a trace. In the floodplains of wild Africa, a female Nyala finds herself cornered. After a relentless chase by African wild dogs, tactical hunters with an 80% success rate, she makes a desperate leap into the water. But this hiding place is no safer. Behind her, a massive hippo, weighing more than 3,000 pounds, charges forward to defend its territory. The Nyala counterattacks fiercely, slashing with its sharp horns to push the giant away. But the real danger lurks beneath the placid surface. With a flick of her wrist, a Nile crocodile closes in from below, completely still, completely dangerous. Then, in a sudden burst, she attacks from behind. Two adult crocs, over 13 feet long, lie motionless near the water's edge. But with pack instinct and fearless precision, the wild dogs move in, some steps closer, testing the crocs with soft growls and feinting motions. The crocodiles remain still, as if ignoring the trespassers. But beneath the armor of ancient scales, every muscle is tensed, waiting for the perfect counterattack. Sensing the odds, the wild dogs make a swift decision, a tactical retreat, clean and coordinated. After a breathless chase, an impala finds refuge in a shallow pool. But in the wild, safety is often just an illusion. Behind her, wild dogs wait, eyes locked on her trembling frame. Below the water, a crocodile lies hidden, its gaze cold and unblinking. Nearby, a massive hippo stirs, a creature known not for hunting, but for its fierce territorial rage. The impala hesitates, step toward land, and the dogs attack. Stay in the water, and she's at the mercy of the crocodile and the hippo's unpredictable wrath. She treads water, shivering with cold and fear. Within moments, all three predators are present, each with their strategy, each a different threat, but only one outcome. And the impala, caught in every direction, becomes the centerpiece of a wild tragedy. And as instinct warned, the real danger came from the most unexpected place.
Wow. Oh, no.
In the murky floodwaters of the Okavango Delta, an impala faces a brutal decision. Behind her, wild dogs close in. Ahead lies a river, and beneath it, something far worse. She dives in, hoping the water will shield her from the pack, but cold begins to sap her strength. A crocodile, silent and waiting, strikes from below, clamping onto her tail with a bite force over 2,000 psi. It pulls her deeper, but the impala thrashes violently, kicking toward shallower water. Bleeding and disoriented, she somehow breaks free, limping toward the riverbank. But the dogs are waiting, and as she sets hoof on land, they pounce. This time, nature offers no second miracle.
Oh, that's cool.
With strong swimming skills, the impala escapes momentarily, hiding in the shallows. One ventures into the water, drawing closer. That single move triggers the whole pack, plunging in, surrounding their prey among the ripples. But this fragile refuge won't last long. African wild dogs, known for their efficiency, aren't giving up. The impala tries to swim upstream, but exhaustion takes hold. Bite after coordinated bite wears her down. The pack's relentless strategy offers no room for escape. As the water calms, only the echoes of wild dogs remain, preparing for a hard-earned feast. After a brutal chase, an exhausted impala manages to cross the river, but hope fades fast. Waiting on the opposite bank, a wild dog blocks her path. Panicked, she turns back toward the water. Now she's surrounded in the domain of hippos. Though not predators, hippos are highly territorial. The impala, sinking with fatigue, tries to stay afloat.
There it is. Where is he?
One juvenile even moves toward the wild dogs, challenging their presence. But nature's indifference and the dog's persistence tip the scales. In this watery refuge, survival is never guaranteed. And often it's the beginning of something far more ruthless. Sometimes what seems like shelter becomes the setting for nature's harshest tragedies. South Africa's Kruger National Park, a pack of African wild dogs has zeroed in on the riverbank, where a lone impala clings to safety in the shallow water. Surrounded, it has nowhere left to hide. In a desperate move, the impala leaps onto the back of a hippopotamus. A rare and risky act, for hippos are notoriously aggressive and easily provoked. As expected, the giant's violent reaction sends waves crashing across the river. In the chaos, a wild dog charges in. Seizing the moment as the impala loses its footing, it lands a precise blow, knocking the prey toward the muddy edge. A young impala is caught between two apex predators, African wild dogs on one side and a crocodile lurking beneath the murky water. Just when things seem impossible, the crocodile suddenly lunges. But instead of grabbing the impala, it flings a wild dog into the air. Now the impala becomes the target. Trapped between two threats, the impala has nowhere to go. The crocodile locks onto its thigh, dragging it toward the deep. But against all odds, the impala refuses to give in. With one final burst of energy, it twists free from the reptile's crushing jaws. Bloodied but not broken, it kicks its way into shallower water and scrambles back onto the riverbank. Though its leg is badly wounded, it survives, at least for today. When both predators fail, nature reminds us that victory doesn't always belong to the strong. Sometimes it belongs to those who never give up. A dark shadow emerges from the still waters. A massive crocodile explodes forward, sending the entire pack scattering in alarm. With one lightning-fast strike, and a bone-crushing bite force of 3,700 pounds per square inch, it snatches the carcass and slips back beneath the surface.
Taking it away.
That's what I thought too.
Across the scorched savanna, a warthog is running for its life. Behind it, a pack of African wild dogs, swift, relentless, and determined to finish the chase. Cornered at the edge of a swamp, the warthog makes a desperate leap into the murky water. But the swamp is no sanctuary. It belongs to another predator, the Nile crocodile. Sensitive to the slightest vibration, the crocodile detects the unexpected movement. In a split second, it surfaces, jaws open wide, and strikes with shocking precision. Sometimes, survival is a fragile equation, a sum of boldness, instinct, and sheer luck. In the wild, survival doesn't always favor the strongest, but the one who runs at the right time, in the right direction, and sometimes the one who gets lucky. From underwater ambushes to coordinated hunts on dry land, every species reveals a unique survival strategy sharpened by evolution. But what would you do? If you were the impala, would you leap into the river or turn and face the pack? Is nature truly fair, or just an endless cycle of predator and prey? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy these intense moments of wildlife survival, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another breathtaking encounter.